is there as this table, earth, water, fire, air, sky, Panchabhut hai. Combination, all these different bodies, gross bodies, combination, gross bodies. Then the subtle elements, three elements, Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar, only in the form of subtle body of all the living entities. उनका जो सूक्ष्म शरीर है, जितने भी जीव जंतु हैं, created beings, that is the subtle bodies, Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar. And this is entirety of material energy in the after creation. A maintenance is going on. This whole universe or material planets remain for some time, lifetime of Brahma. उसके बाद प्रलय पूरा नाश हो जाता है, completely destroyed. All elements, all matter, all material bodies, gross body, subtle body, finished. Then what happens? Finished means again material energy from which all this was created and maintained, that is destroyed, means it goes back into the form of material energy. Again material energy. So material energy was there, it got transformed into elements and elements were combined into gross body, subtle body, all that, and again back to material energy. Whereas the Lord, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, Vishnu, he was there before the creation as Vishnu, during the maintenance as Vishnu, after annihilation as Vishnu. Then why does he say material energy was there, Vishnu was there before creation? During maintenance, material energy is there, not as material energy, but as matter, Panchabhut, Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar, all the bodies. And then material energy remains even after destruction. So Vishnu is there, material energy is there. But why Vishnu says, I was only existing, nothing else was there? Because that material energy belongs to Vishnu. When Vishnu says I, it means the person with his energy. Two kinds of energy in this material world, Vishnu ka. Which are the two energies? One is material energy, from which the bodies are made. Then there is the spirit soul, Atma, living entities, all the living entities. Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, Krishna says two energies, apara energy, superior energy. Inferior energy is matter, material energy. Superior energy is Jivatma. Jivatma is superior energy, spiritual energy. So these two energies are there in this material world. But both those energies belong to Vishnu. Vishnu is the only person with these two energies who is always existing eternally. So therefore this verse says, Vishnu or Krishna, the personality of Godhead, was existing before creation, remains during maintenance, and remains after destruction. And the purport explains how this statement of Vishnu in reply to Brahma is supported by so many places in the Vedas. So last time we discussed one verse from the Kathopanishad, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. This verse explains that there are two kinds of eternal conscious beings in this material world. One is the Supreme Lord, who is Nitya, Chetana, and there are many living entities who are also Nitya and Chetana. But even though both are similar in quality, both are eternal, living entity and Vishnu, both are eternal, both are conscious persons, but the one Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Eko, Bahunam, Yo Vidadhati Kama. That one Supreme Lord Vishnu is the maintainer of all the other living entities. So all other living entities are maintained, Vishnu is the maintainer. All other living entities are dependent, Vishnu is independent. All other living entities have desires to be fulfilled, Vishnu is the one who fulfills all their desires. So like this, there is similarity and difference between the living entities and God, Vishnu. Similarity is both are eternal and conscious persons. Difference is Vishnu is the only maintainer, all others are maintained. Vishnu is independent, all others are dependent. Vishnu fulfills the desires, everyone is dependent on Vishnu for fulfillment of their desires. So this difference we should know. It is there in the Upanishads. Okay. Then one more point is that nobody can deny the personality of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, and the personality of Brahma. But both are persons, spiritual beings, but the Lord is, the Supreme Lord is the predominator, he is the master, he is the controller. And Brahma and all the other living entities and the material energy is controlled. Controlled by whom? Controlled only by Vishnu and nobody else. Vishnu is the only controller. And the living entities are controlled, material energy is controlled, everyone and everything is controlled by Vishnu only. So this difference also should be noted. Then again, material energy doesn't have personality. Material energy, no personality, no personal characteristic. Whereas spiritual energy, living entity, energy, but spiritual energy means person. Person. And person means conscious being. Conscious being means has got senses, has got desires, can do activity, has got a name, has got a form, has got paraphernalia, has got relationship. All these are pertaining to person. Whereas matter, no personality, no personality. So matter is matter, that's all. Whether in the form of elements or in the form of material energy before the creation or in the form of these bodies, gross body, subtle body, matter is always matter. But this matter, this material body, gross body or subtle body, when the spirit soul is inside this body looks like living body. We make a difference, no? Living body, dead body. We see difference, no? Living body, very valuable. Dead body, fake do. Burn it, bury it, throw it away. Useless. So, what is this difference between living body and dead body? So Prabhupada always raises this question, that scientists, they're studying so much research they're doing. Do they know what is the difference between dead body and living body? They don't know. They don't know. The difference is dead body, no soul, no spirit soul. Living body, there is spirit soul inside, because of which the dead body, which is always dead body, looks like living body. It looks like living body. It is not living body. So it will living body only as long as the spirit soul is inside the body. So this is all explained in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Upanishads, in the Bhagavatam, in the Vedic scriptures. This is all explained. बाकी जितने भी subjects हैं, physics, chemistry, mathematics, they cannot explain what is living body, what is dead body, what is the difference between living body, dead body. They cannot explain. They don't even know. None of the other subjects, even philosophy also, which is not Vedic philosophy, they also don't know what is spirit. They have no understanding of spirit. Because we cannot see spirit, we cannot touch, we cannot smell. With these senses we cannot perceive. We cannot conceive in the mind. We cannot ascertain with intelligence. We cannot lord over by ego. So therefore, for those who only know about this gross and subtle body, materialist, does not know what is spirit, cannot find out what is spirit, will never bother about what is spirit. So they are in ignorance, they remain in ignorance, they'll always be in ignorance. And for a human being to be in ignorance about spirit soul, spiritual subject matter, is actually like an animal. Like an animal. Animal cannot understand what is spirit. Animal cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Once Prabhupada, in the early days, he started one center in one shop. Storefront. It's called storefront in a place. Even now it's called that. It is nothing but a shop open to the road. It's not a shop inside like a mall. It's not like a mall shop. It is a shop on the road. Directly you enter the shop from the road. So such a shop Prabhupada started, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And he used to hold 3 days a week in the beginning Bhagavad Gita class. So some people would attend. So some new people would come when they came to know about this Bhagavad Gita classes being conducted by Swamiji in that storefront. So one day, one hippie type of person, he came in with a dog, pet dog. He came in with that. So Swamiji looked, said, "You can come in, but your dog has to be outside." So he went out, chained the dog to some electric pole, light pole, and came inside, sat down. So Prabhupada gave a discourse, Bhagavad Gita discourse. And any questions? This hippie who was come with the dog and he chained the dog outside. He said, "I have a question." "Yes, what is the question?" "Swamiji, you don't like dogs? You hate dogs?" People said, "What? I don't hate dogs. I don't hate dogs. I have no hatred for anybody. Why didn't you allow the dog to come inside?" So Prabhupada said, "I am speaking about Bhagavad Gita. You can understand Bhagavad Gita. Dog cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Now, this seems like, not so important, but actually it is a very, very important thing to understand. Dog also is spirit soul. We are also, human beings are also spirit soul. Dog also has got a gross body, subtle body, senses, mind, intelligence. We also have gross body, subtle body, senses, mind, intelligence, everything we have. We have ego. Dog also has ego. But a human being has got developed consciousness to understand who am I, who is God, what is this world, can understand spirit. Dog, animals, birds, all lower creatures cannot understand. They don't have the developed consciousness. You can only understand how to eat, how to sleep, how to reproduce, how to defend. That's all. 4 activities, 4 things, finished. Nothing more than that is possible for all creatures except human being. Human being has got a 5th activity, dharma, religion. Translated as religion by Prabhupada. Dharma means can inquire, fundamental inquiry. Why am I forced to suffer? I don't want suffering. How can I become free from all suffering? How can I get eternal happiness? How can I always be happy? So that is possible only for human form. Therefore, in the human form, our only business is spiritual inquiry, hearing about spiritual subject matter, like the sages of Naimisharanya are sitting and hearing, like Parikshit is sitting and hearing, like you are all sitting and hearing. This is our only business in human form of life. Then what about our maintenance? Every day we have to earn some money, we have to buy some food, we have to prepare some food, we have to eat. That is taken care of by Krishna for the human being specially. Not only human beings. Krishna is with a do they have kitchen? Any other creature, do they have to do anything? Nothing. It's provided. So Prabhupada says for human beings also everything is provided, including food, clothing, shelter, everything is provided. Because a human being is meant to utilize human form of life for inquiry into spiritual subject matter. Athato Brahma Jignasa. That is what a human being is meant for. So, Brahma is inquiring from Vishnu, or Parikshit is inquiring from Shukadeva Goswami, or the sages of Naimisharanya inquiring from Suta Goswami. So, the answer is this Brahma's question, that first we have to understand both Brahma and the Supreme Lord are persons. But they are, as persons, they are same, similar. Both are persons, both are eternal, both are conscious beings. But Krishna or Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is predominator, is controller, master, enjoyer. He is the proprietor. And the living entities, the Jivatmas, Brahma, all the created beings, they are all controlled. They are enjoyed. They are predominated. So like that, this difference is very, very important to understand, because the Mayavadis, they understand both are spiritual. Absolute truth is spiritual. I am spiritual. Every living being is spiritual. That they understand. They also understand we are all spiritual, eternal beings, eternal entities. Absolute truth also eternal. But they don't know the difference. They say no difference. Both are equal in all respects. Therefore they say, I am God. Everyone is God. But that is not correct, because the difference, Krishna is eternal conscious person, we are also eternal conscious person. Krishna is controller. We are controlled. All of us are controlled. Brahma is also controlled. Everyone is controlled. And Krishna is not only controller of Brahma, living entities, Krishna also controls the material energy. Now what are scientists doing? They think there is no controller like God. So they want to take control of matter, material energy, material nature. They want to control. And under illusion, they think we are controllers. Under illusion, they think we are controllers. Not only of matter, but of people also. They think we are controllers. So, for understanding that we are not real controllers, we are illusory controllers, Bhagavatam explains that yes, everyone has got some controlling power, but we see there is hierarchy. If I have little power, you may have more power than me, controlling power. Somebody else may have more power than you. Like that, there is gradation. So you go on seeing, you have more controlling power than me, but somebody else has more power than you. Like that, you go on tracing who has got more. You come up to Brahma. Beyond Brahma, you cannot go unless you become a devotee. So those who are non-devotees, they come to the conclusion, like Hiranyakashipu. He thought Brahma is the greatest controller. He is the topmost controller in this whole universe. And Hiranyakashipu cannot understand something beyond this universe. Cannot understand, cannot know. So whole universe, Brahma is the controller. I want to become the controller of the whole universe. I want to take Brahma's position. So this is the same attempt by the scientists now and the materialists. Always they want to become the topmost controllers. But Prabhupada says, in the Bhagavatam we understand everybody other than Krishna is controlled and controller. Hena? If I think I have some controlling power, but I am also controlled by somebody else above me. Even Brahma. People may think he has no controller above him. But there is. Narada asked this question to Brahma. Is there anybody above you? Because to me it seems like you are the supreme in this whole creation. So Brahma said, yes, there is somebody else even above me. Who is the supreme? The supreme. He is the supreme. Vishnu. He is my controller. Also, he is everybody's controller. He is controller of material nature also. He is controller of everything and everyone. He is Vishnu. He is the absolute truth. So Vishnu's position is, he is also controller. We are also controller. But Vishnu has no control above him. He is not controlled. We are all controlled. So clearly you can understand the difference between God and us. So that is being told by Prabhupada here, that the Mayavadis, they only see that absolute truth has got spiritual qualities, we have spiritual qualities. Absolute truth has got personality, they don't know. They don't know. Because in this material world, our personality is material. What do we know about our personality? Only in terms of this gross and subtle body. That's all we know. We don't know about spiritual personality. We don't know. But Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita informs us about our spiritual personality, spiritual senses, spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, spiritual identity, spiritual ego, and spiritual desires. That we do not know. We only know material desire. We only know material identity. We only know material intelligence, material mind, material senses, material power, material wealth. That's the only thing we know in this material world. So, even the Mayavadis, even though they know something about absolute truth as spirit, they do not know spiritual personality of the absolute truth. They do not know spiritual name of the absolute truth. They do not know spiritual form of the absolute truth. They do not know anything spiritual attributes of the absolute truth at all as regards the personality. So this is their greatest ignorance. And they remain in ignorance even after they claim, I am self-realized. I have become liberated. I am self-realized. No. You cannot be self-realized until you know Krishna. You cannot be self-realized until you understand your relationship with Krishna. So that is being revealed in these verses of the Bhagavatam, the 4 verses. The personality of Krishna, the personal characteristics of Krishna, the form. What is the form of the absolute truth? It is not a material form, it is a spiritual form. Spiritual form in the spiritual world, yes, but spiritual form even in the material world when he incarnates. Even he incarnates and looks like a human being, Krishna, Rama, but it is not material human form. It is a spiritual human-like form. Looks like a human form, not human form. Looks like a material form, not a material form, spiritual form. So that we learn from the Bhagavatam. We learn from the Bhagavad Gita. The 10th chapter, 12th and 13th verses. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashwatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. Personality is described very nicely. Purusham, person. What kind of person? Not a person like you and me. Shashwatam, permanent personality. Like Krishna says here, no. I existed as Vishnu before the creation. I remain as Vishnu during maintenance. I remain as Vishnu even after destruction. But that's not the case with any of us. This personality, material personality, did not exist before creation. Even though it may remain whatever time during maintenance, after destruction it will not remain. So therefore, this personality is not like the personality of Vishnu. So spiritual personality. Spiritual names, spiritual forms, spiritual qualities, spiritual activities, spiritual paraphernalia, spiritual abode, spiritual world, everything spiritual exists just like material world, material form, material qualities, material name, material paraphernalia, material power, material strength, material, everything material is there also. The origin, the spiritual world, the spiritual abode of the Lord, Krishna. That is explained 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Urdhvamulam adhashakam ashwattham prahuravyayam. There is a inverted banyan tree, which is a reflection of the original banyan tree in the spiritual world. So spiritual world is the real world and material world is a inverted reflection, perverted reflection. So material world looks like spiritual world, but it's not spiritual. Looks like there is life, but there's no real life in the material world. Looks like enjoyable, but there's no enjoyment here. So that is the difference between material world and spiritual world. That is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. Okay, any questions? But spiritual world, no annihilation, no creation. Yes, yes, yes. We are always existing as spirit soul. No, as spirit soul, you are always in the spiritual world. But in the spiritual world, when you go into forgetfulness of Krishna, that is when your material existence begins. It's like night. You go to sleep. Any one of us, we go to sleep. Then during the sleep, temporarily, we are not in this world which we know, which when we are awake. We are not in this world. We are in another world. What is that world called? Dream world. But that dream world is for a short duration. It is existence in the dream world is just a temporary existence which is not actually existing in this other world in which we are awake. जागृत अवस्था, स्वप्न अवस्था, स्वप्न अवस्था में जो अस्तित्व है, that existence is there, that is not there in the जागृत अवस्था. Like that, here, even in the जागृत अवस्था or स्वप्न अवस्था, whichever अवस्था, this world or this existence is not there in the spiritual world. Just like we wake up and say, oh, it was just a dream. It is not of any consequence. Uska koi matlab nahi hai. In the dream, somebody earned lot of money. No use. It was just illusion. Similarly, in this material world, you earn lot of money. But when you wake up to reality, no use. It is not there. It doesn't have any meaning. So, waking up to the spiritual reality is the process of Krishna consciousness, spiritual life. So, when you wake up, then you understand this material body is simply one temporary covering. This is not me, this is not my body. This is simply one covering, material covering. Even the mind, another material covering. Intelligence, another material covering. The whole material world is like the dream world. It simply exists for little time as long as you are dreaming. Same way, this whole material existence is there as long as we are in material existence. But when we wake up, we come out of forgetfulness of Krishna. When we become Krishna conscious, immediately the dream is finished. Person is dreaming. In the dream, so many things are happening. So you wake up the person, finished, it's a dream, that's all, over. Nothing remains. Same way, when we become spiritually awakened, we become Krishna conscious, there is no material world, only spiritual world. So does it mean before the destruction of the material world, if I become Krishna conscious, so does it mean for me, this material world will not exist? What do you think? It exists the way it exists for Vishnu, who is always awake. Just like when let's say in your house, you are sleeping next to your son is dreaming, but you are awake. So the son is dreaming and is experiencing a dream. So when he shouts in the dream, "Tiger, tiger, please save me," you know what is happening. He knows what is happening. In one way, you also know what's happening. For both of you, tiger is there, but where? In the dream. So you know dream tiger is no meaning at all. So he'll say, "Wake up, there's no tiger, wake up." So if he gets up, what will he say? The dream the tiger was there. Now they will say no tiger. But as long as, okay, and with this I'll end. As long as he was dreaming, both for you and him, the dream there was a tiger. Correct? He's not imagining that there's some tiger when there's no tiger. It's actually there. Similarly, material world exists, but the way it exists for Vishnu or for a pure devotee who is Krishna conscious is different. The way it exists for the materialistic persons who are dreaming, who are in spiritual forgetfulness, it is different. What is the difference? In spiritual forgetfulness, we think everything is meant for my enjoyment. I am the proprietor. Meant for my enjoyment. In spiritual awakened state, in Krishna consciousness, everything belongs to Krishna, everything is meant for Krishna, everything has to use for Krishna. This is a difference. It's not that this table will stop to exist when I become Krishna conscious, before destruction. After destruction, table is finished, my body is finished, the whole universe is finished. Doesn't exist. But before destruction, universe is there, table is there, my body is there, I am there. Vishnu is there. But if I am Krishna conscious, this table is not meant for my enjoyment. It doesn't belong to me. It only belongs to Krishna. It is meant for being used in Krishna's service. And when I use it in Krishna's service, everything is perfect. The same table in our spiritual forgetfulness of Krishna, We think it belongs to me, it's meant for my enjoyment. And then what happens? I try to enjoy, I get the opposite result. I only suffer. I only suffer. Just like the same example of your son dreaming. You know, as long as he is sleeping in the dream, he cannot become free from the fear of the tiger. As soon as he wakes up, finished. No fear from the tiger. No fear from the tiger. So, exactly like that, all our problems are only because of the material existence. So, Bhagavatam says, you say, I have danger from some particular different material sources. Danger of accident, danger of old age, danger of death, danger of disease, danger of some enemy, so many dangers. Okay?